Are a rich mix of meadow flowers. Normally in a meadow you'll get more of the same kind of flowers mixed in, but we have chamomile, and these would be European. These are seed plants, but a lot of them are indigenous plants as well. In Ireland, because of agriculture, we don't have as many meadows as we used to, but we do get a lot of these plants where there are areas that have been left wild, verges and things like that. So European laws have come in to protect verges and encourage the preservation of verges within the EU, and now this year farmers are going to be leaving an area of verge on the inside of their fields. What we're looking at here is the nest of a type of wasp that lives outdoors in trees, and it's called a Norway wasp. And Norway wasps are quite rare in Ireland. They're a relative newcomer. This is one that's nested in a buddleia bush in a garden. This nest is starting to collapse. Norway wasps are smaller than common wasps, but very similar, and they have large groups, large nests of insects, and wasps. That many of them are very similar, but they can be told apart from the markings on their faces. In fact, it's the only way of definitely identifying a species is by looking at the different markings on its face. Common wasp has an anchor mark, and the Norway wasp here, which is a little bit redder, but it has a black mark all the way down its face, down to its jaws. And there are none here at the moment. This year wasp populations collapsed, and we're not sure why. It was a very good summer up until the end of July, but in August the population of wasps of all kinds started to collapse. Now, this is a species of spider called the hammock web. There's a few different ones. This one will be one of the more handsome ones. They're called hammock web spiders because their web is, as you can see, like a hammock. It's slung between branches of bushes, and they walk out underneath the web and they bite their prey, which is usually sitting on top of it, through the web like that. It's a good idea because all insects which get onto foliage have to go up or down. So these will be going more after crawling insects. But you can see the spider here, and it can sense the electrical charge off the tip of the knife, and that's why it hasn't fled back into its retreat. Normally they hide under a leaf. There's very few species of spider in Ireland that actually use webs like this, but the recent newcomer, the false widow, also makes a similar web, but it's much stronger than this. Is quite a large harvestman. They're not actually spiders. They've only one piece to their body, one segment, whereas a spider has two, and they feed on dead insects, or they're basically scavengers, and they keep the world we live in very clean. Surprisingly little studied creatures compared to spiders, largely because they're harmless. They've no venom glands like spiders do, and they tend to they don't make webs or anything like that, and they just walk along. Their eyes are kind of on periscopes, and they kind of stick out of a turret at the top of the head. They have very long legs, which allows them to feel around and get out of danger quickly if they need to, and also to find anything that's been killed or injured. And they basically they're more related to scorpions than they would be to spiders. Some of them have little hands at the front, little claws. So autumn, late summer and autumn as it is now, we start to see these very handsome spiders around. They're called garden spiders or cross spiders because of this white cross that's on the back. They're orb weaver spiders, which they're not very good on the ground, but they're brilliant in their webs, and they make classic spider webs, extremely large, sometimes a metre across. This one's about medium sized, they can get a lot larger. This is a female. The female's a lot bigger than the male, and she can be about the size sometimes of the top of an adult human. When something comes into the web, she'll run down here and she'll grab it, a swift bite, and she'll wrap it up. A fly just struck it there by accident and nearly met its demise, but it's really the web. They depend totally on the web. This is actually the same as foxglove that you normally find along hedges, but this is an exotic variety. It's a rare tree found. Some people keep them in Ireland, different parts of Ireland, but it's basically a garden plant or an estate plant, and it has enormous leaves, and it's starting to lose them now. The leaves are bigger than dinner plates, but in every way it's the same as the foxglove, and it even has similar stems. It's just much bigger.